What's up, you guys? This is Adam Gillespie with Rancid and Sweaty Calves coming at you with yet another video. And I want to apologize first off because I have been a little bit sick recently, haven't been uploading nearly as much as I want to, and you can probably hear it in my voice, I got a stuffy nose still, I had a fever. But moving past that, my personal problems aside, I have some decent news and some hopeful news regarding Warner Bros. Maybe actually being slightly more intelligent than room temperature IQ, which they have been in regards to DC Comics movies and television for the longest time. Warner Bros. Discovery to create new The Lord of the Rings films that will honor the past, look to the future, and adhere to the strongest level of quality. That's the title of this article written by John F. Trent on Bounding into Comics. Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav announced during the company's Q4 2022 earnings call that the company will be making multiple new Lord of the Rings films. Zaslav said, "Today I'm thrilled to announce that Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi signed a deal to make multiple Lord of the Rings movies. Lord of the Rings is one of the most iconic storytelling franchises of all time, and we're so excited." Following Zaslav's announcement on the earnings call, DeLuca and Abdi issued a statement to Variety indicating that Tolkien's Lord of the Rings world remains largely unexplored. And that is true. You take a look at the Silmarillion, which is a really fun book if you actually want to learn more about the lore of Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings universe. It's great. I highly recommend reading it. If you look at everything that goes on between the first, second age, not just the third age, which we get to see some of it regarding The Hobbit and the actual Lord of the Rings trilogy with Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King. There is a lot more to be explained. There's a lot more that comes after the stories. And there's even a concept of a Ragnarok or end times apocalyptic ending of a story that Tolkien had been playing around with regarding his medieval storytelling that he never actually got to write because I believe he died before he finished the book. But there is still a lot in the Lord of the Rings universe that has not been adapted, and definitely not adapted properly in live action. Rings of Power is a good example of what is terribly done in terms of adaptation. The duo detailed that New Line Cinema and director Peter Jackson took an unprecedented leap of faith to realize the incredible stories, characters, and world of The Lord of the Rings on a big screen, but for all the scope and detail lovingly packed into those two trilogies, the vast, complex, and dazzling universe dreamed up by J.R.R. Tolkien remains largely unexplored. On top of DeLuca and Abdi's comments, Lee Unicard, I don't know if I pronounced that right, CEO of Free Mode, the company that holds the rights to The Lord of the Rings when it comes to films, video games, board games, merchandising, theme parks, and stage productions, also told the outlet, "Following our recent acquisition of Middle-earth Enterprises, we're thrilled to embark on this new collaborative journey with New Line Cinema and Warner Bros. Pictures, bringing the incomparable world of J.R.R. Tolkien back to the big screen in new and exciting ways." Now, look, I'm not going to read through the rest of this article, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek as to what is going on with Lord of the Rings. As someone who myself is a major Lord of the Rings fan, loves the movies just as much as I love the books, so on and so forth, I really, really, really want to see more of the Lord of the Rings stories. We didn't get any justice in the Lord of the Rings abomination, an abortion of storytelling that was the Rings of Power. If Warner Bros. Is making something regarding Lord of the Rings, I would absolutely adore it if they were to pull the rug out from Amazon and take away the ability for Amazon to depict anything else from the Second Age. If they were to faithfully adapt The Last Alliance and the fight against Sauron right before the Third Age, right before The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings stories take place in Tolkien's timeline, that would be glorious. Of course, it's not right before, it's 2,500 years and whatnot, but still, that would be glorious. I would love to see that. I don't know if that's actually something they can do, though, as I'm fairly certain that Amazon has the rights to the Second Age in some regard. It's been a while since I've actually kept myself updated on that, so I might have to refresh my memory, but I would love it if Warner Bros. Got Peter Jackson, got a faithful lore specialist involved in the creation of a second age proper, a second age story for the 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 cinema. That would be hilarious to me, and I would love it. And I think that if you got people who genuinely cared about Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's writings involved, it could be one of the greatest trilogies outside of the Lord of the Rings trilogy ever made. And if they can only do things in the Third Age, I'd want to see what they're going to adapt in the Third Age. I would want to see, actually, if they'd be willing to throw their hat in and see if they can't make a Tolkien-esque apocalyptic storyline to kind of cap off the Lord of the Rings series. I don't think that fans would go for it, but I do think if they were to try to faithfully adapt what concepts Tolkien had in mind into 3 movies and make it Tolkien-esque, that could be an interesting story. Again, I don't want them to really do that, but I would be curious to see if they could. But, that remains to be seen. Whatever they're going to do, I really hope that Peter Jackson gets a great team of people who will adhere to the lore first and foremost before going any further in any capacity. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video that I upload. And check me out on all my different socials. I leave links to those in the description below. I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.